Hi folks, Paul here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Pledge by E.P. Carrillo. This is a Robusto 5x50. And I can see on the wrapper, there's just a little bit of damage right there. Pull the band off, hopefully it's not too bad. Quite a rough wrapper. This is the first one I've had, so I'm not sure if that's typical or not. But you can see very box pressed, pretty sharp edges. Get this foot band off. Yeah, it's not going to slide off. Find the tape here. Wow, that's on there good. Maybe I'll just try to snake it off there. Okay, that's all right. Should be okay. A little nervous when it's got a little damage right on the edge of that leaf. But a little bit of oil on the wrapper. There's a little bit mark up here too. I don't know if that'll come through. We'll see. All right. From what I know on this one, this was released in September of 2020, and Cigar Aficionado reviewed it that year, and it actually they had really good things to say about it. Best cigar they smoked all year, and they gave it a 98 rating. I don't know that I've smoked a cigar with a 98 rating before, so I'm looking forward to this. The wrapper is Habano, Connecticut, from the U.S. The binder is Ecuadorian, and the filler is Nicaraguan. And I think that's all the background. Start with the V cut on here and see how that goes. Good draw. Not a lot on the cold draw. Pretty typical, pretty plain. Actually, I remembered to fill my lighter today. This is my second cigar this morning. Started the day with one of my usuals, Bolivar Cofradilla. Really enjoy those. Looks good. Oh, nice. Very nice. Wow, I'm already getting like a chocolate note to it. Wow, nice. So some roasted coffee and chocolate. Very little spice. Nice long finish. Not getting a sweetness though, I should say that's more of a cacao than chocolate maybe. There's just a hint of spice now. Excuse me. There's other flavors in there I can't quite put my finger on yet. Oh, very nice. I didn't. I tried to avoid reading any of the tasting notes to see what I get out of it. Sometimes when I do that, it's like I start to. I don't know if what I'm tasting is because it was power of suggestion or if it's actually there. But I'm going to work on this, and I'll check back in when I get through this first third, which shouldn't take very long. Thanks. Hi, folks. I'm back. I jumped in a little quicker than usual, rather than finishing the first third, just to show the burn line there. I get this occasionally with some cigars where they just seem to take off in one spot. And most of the time they even themselves out, but I'm going to go ahead and touch this one up. That's a pet peeve of mine. I hate just sitting there burning wrapper leaf. Seems like such a waste. But I just wanted to point that out. I normally ash it, but I'm not going to ash it this time. I'm not sure what causes that to take off like that. But it started out like a nice even burn line, and then, I mean, you can see kind of see with the ash where it just started to take off. And I hate torching the wrapper leaf. Flavor's great. Starting to get a little more sweetness, so I'm going to call it chocolate again. And just a light bit of coffee and some baking spice in there. I'm going to go ahead and ash it now. See how that looks. That's better. Maybe I'll touch it up a little more here. It's so frustrating, especially when I have a 98 rated cigar. I just got a weird one. Lots of smoke. That's good. I'm getting a little bit of cashews, the nuttiness. Maybe like a little hint of a smoked almond, actually. Yeah, I think it's more like a smoked almond. There's some cedar in there on the retro. That's good. I like it. There's another note in there. Can't can't think of the word to describe it. It's familiar though. Yeah, perfect amount of cedar on the retro. I'm a cedar fan. I know some people don't like it, but I enjoy it as long as it doesn't get too overpowering and becomes kind of stinging in the sinuses. Still going a little wonky on that one spot. One spot's almost to the band already. And now it seems like it's coming together better. Kind of getting in that sweet spot. And that's just taken off on me. I'm going to have to take that one part of the band off already. Take the secondary band off here. That came off nicely. Yeah, and I hate to touch it up again, just the burning the tobacco. It's very flavorful. That's for sure. But like I said, it's very good. I just don't know. It just doesn't. It's not what I'd expect from a cigar that rates 98. So it was number one in 2020, and then I think it was number 11 in 2022, if I remember right. But who knows? Maybe the version in 2020 tasted different. But it's not bad. It's very good. I would smoke it again. I would like to try it in the different vitolas. There's I think there's some larger ring gauges up to like 58. I forgot the name of it, but this is the prequel. If I didn't mention that, which is the name for the robusto. It's like it's trying to even out, but it slowed down and it took off there. I'm gonna go ahead and touch it up again. And I hate doing that. Probably should have ashed it first. I'm trying to think of the flavor, the name for that other flavor. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think that chocolate's gone. It has very light hint of chocolate, turning more to the cacao again. Is that the breadiness that people talk about that I'm tasting? It kind of reminds me of like the aftertaste you get when you're sipping a wine, any wine. It kind of like the tannins or something that are in there. And the spice is picked up a little bit. I think it's finally starting to even out a bit. All right, I'm going to work through the last part of this and I'll check back in. Thanks. All right, I'm back. Got a few puffs left here. The burn line finally evened out after that last touch up. That was good. Still a lot of smoke. Nice texture. Check my notes here. Let's see. So from the second third, getting the third to the last third, the light cedar, and then it seemed almost linear for a little bit. Like nothing was changing, but it was still tasting good. Um, and then the cedar came back, especially on the retro. And then I started to get some oils building up in it, and so I purged it, and then it helped. Um, the spice is still there. It's a good level of baking spice. It wasn't overpowering or anything, but my tongue was tingling, which is interesting. I couldn't quite put my finger on the flavors I was getting, so I went ahead and jotted them down from Cigars International, and they have leather, earth, bread, peanut, espresso, and hay, and it increases in strength. And I have to totally agree with that. Once I read that, started kind of analyzing it. Some puffs I was getting some of that peanut. The bread I'd tasted before, and that was still there. Espresso, coffee, kind of same thing. And then the hay, I had a couple times where I could actually taste that, but it wasn't all the time. And then increasing in strength, definitely. Um, Not super full bodied, but it was a good smoke. It was interesting. Um, it kept changing the flavors for the most part. I think towards the beginning there, it had a rough start with the uneven burn, and I think that was messing up with the flavors a bit. And then the oils came back a little bit, but then they dissipated. I was getting worried that it'd just get worse and worse, but it didn't. It went away. Um, Good flavors. So yeah, that was a good cigar. I like that. A little bit of rough start there. It seemed like it was changing a lot, so I don't know if I was expecting it to kind of settle into a consistent flavor or not, but it kept it interesting. Um, it was almost like almost smoking different cigars as you kind of got through it. It was interesting. I keep saying interesting. Um, I would be really interested to try this in a bigger vitola. I like bigger cigars, the 54s to 60s, and so I want to try that 58 and probably do a review on it. Uh, See what they can do with the bigger vitola. It should be interesting. So for my pairing, I just had some decaf coffee. Um, it went very well with it. I had a Vietnamese coffee earlier, caffeinated uh, with the Boulevard, and I think that actually would have paired very nicely with this because that has more of a there's a little bit of chocolate in that Vietnamese coffee blend, and I think that would go well with this. The chocolate was kind of in and out. It wasn't super chocolatey. It kind of faded, and then it wasn't there at all. And then it came back a little bit. And then there's a little bit of lingering sweetness on the long finish. It definitely has a long finish, a very pleasant long finish most of the time, except for when those oils were building up. Yeah, that does it. Pretty much done here. Definitely nub worthy. Good cigar. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.